Okay, collaborative community. That's a concept you'll hear again and again and again. Notice how I turned from the left to the right. I didn't turn from the right to the left. What I'm doing now is, there's two concepts basically. There's the R3 model, which I'm coming to come from the right to the left, and then there's collaborative community from whatever, the right to the left, however your orientation is. Collaborative community is something that you ever come up with a name and you think, well, boy, this is an awesome name, I thought of it, and come out and you do a Google search and you find out someone else already wrote on the topic. Well, that's about where we are today. But let me explain something to you. The direction that we're moving into is CentrePort. That's our goal. We are building CentrePort, which is an online city, okay? But many times the concept is so new and so innovative that we have to come back and then build a foundation because no one understands what the R3 model is or a collaborative community. So that's what this is all about. This is about explaining to you what a collaborative community is. And it's not going to be an easy journey because I'm not going to have the language that a lot of people have. I'm not going to be able to understand. I didn't put my timer on, oh well. So this will be extra long. You're so lucky. Yeah, that's right. So basically what we're going to do is I want to have a starting point of this collaborative community concept. What is collaborative community? I would have started off a different place, except that I came up with this article, and I read this article. When I was doing an article, I decided to do a search first. It's always a good idea. Do a Google. I don't like to use the word Google. How about Belko or whatever? It's Belkakko, whatever. Belko, better search engine, I believe, than Google. So anytime you say Google, I'd rather say Belko. Whole nother topic. So anyway, the collaborative community is something already written. See, already written about. And the gentlemen, I'm going to butcher their names, but it's Paul Elder and Charles Hecker. Whatever. Sorry, I'm terrible at names. Hecker. I've read this article. I really enjoy it, and this will be our starting point. Now, these are people from the academia area, so they're, quote, in the community, which you'll hear a lot of a community that basically I'm probably not a part of, or maybe you're not a part of. But it doesn't mean we can't respect these people and explain it. So I'm going to give a link to this, and I want you to read it. I want you to read it and pass it along to your friends, because it is a good starting point. It talks about IBM here. It talks about the fight, not the fight, but rather the need for us to evolve as team players. Well, you just have to read it. What can I say? Now, the topic of collaborative community, I just want to break this down into something. Let's just take two concepts. You've got collaborative and you got community. Something, if you Belko it right now, you will not see a big difference, or you won't see a lot of things come up. Later on, you'll see more and more, because I believe there's something that happens that it gets into the global consciousness of people, and people start using the term. But what we want to do, the journey that we want to take, is what I have to do in order to get the people in CentrePort to understand what we're doing, is I have to start defining collaborative community. What is a collaborative community? What do we mean by it? And so a lot of these things, every collaborative community might not have these parameters, but we're going to start laying down the foundation. We're going to start talking about topics such as, I have a SharePoint list here, things like Mankind's collaborative community, what does it mean? Extra layer cloud, a supportive layer, what does it mean? A network of connected collaboration. I'm going to go over topic after topic, about 365 of them, just like I'm doing the R3. So you, at the end, you will know what a collaborative community is. But let's just start with the basics. The basics, let's say you just type in collaboration into Word. You come up with things like the act of working together with one or more people in order to achieve something. This is really important. We need to understand that collaboration is the act of working together with one or more people in order to achieve something. Now, that's interesting. That's collaboration. Now, and I'll go back to that. And what is community? The community is the act of working together with, okay, I must have copied that wrong, I'm sorry. Anyway, scratch that. Community, okay, a group of people who live in the same area or in the area in which they live. Number 2, a group of people with common background or with shared interests within society. 3, a group of nations with common history or common economic or political interests. Notice this. This is really important to understand. Just because you're called a community, like SharePoint community, doesn't mean you're collaborating. Doesn't mean you could care less about the success of everyone else. Doesn't mean anything. And it's really, really important that we bridge these two concepts together and form a new concept called collaborative community. And that's the goal of that's the journey that we're on. That's where we're heading. We're heading into what does it mean to have a collaborative community. Not just a community. If you're anything like me and you hear my life story, my search has always been, where can we fit in? Where can the outcasts of society, where can the people that drop out of high school, where can those people fit in? Well, they're not part of any school, they're not part of any society, and if you don't play by their rules, you're not part of that. And that's fine. But we're missing out on a great deal of people. Do you know how many hundreds and thousands of people are out of work right now? Those are the people we're working for. Those are the people that CentrePort is working for. And how are we going to work for them? We're going to build a collaborative community based on the R3 model and build CentrePort. And that's what we're doing. And some of this will sound very intense, very emotional, but there's a reason behind it. Because first of all, I never want, not one person on the planet, to ever feel like they're alone. If you feel like you're alone, and if you feel like suicide is your only way out, sorry to use that word, suicide, oh my gosh, you know, I'm sorry that society has brought you to that point, but you don't need to feel that anymore, because you can come join us, you can find a place with us, we would be welcome to have you, and I would be honored to be working with you. I mean, absolutely honored, because quite frankly, I see everybody as having a resource, everybody I see has having a skill. You are not worthless. You are not expendable. You are worth something to CentrePort. And you're worth something to some kind of collaborative community. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a journey on what is a collaborative community, who are collaborative communities, things that don't exist, companies that don't acknowledge collaborative community are people like Microsoft or these other companies. And we'll talk the difference. We'll talk to you about the difference. What is the difference between profitability and productivity? I don't want you to feel alone. And that's what collaborative community is all about. It's about collaboration. It's about that individuals together can do more together than we ever can apart. We can do more as a community than we can as individuals. Join me in my journey in talking about collaborative communities. What is it and how can we shape it? And read this article. It's a good place to start. You know what? Even if if the people that write these articles don't agree with what we're saying, doesn't mean they're not great people. Doesn't mean they're not writing great articles. Let's take what we can from them and learn and go forward. It's a long journey for collaborative communities. Let's learn about it. Let's define it, and let's use it as a base to build CentrePort. Thank you.